Domination, Pezza. Another night for Indian fans where you are literally laughing at your TV screens, laughing at your phones, laughing at the memes, laughing at Sarah Tendulkar watching Shubman, laughing at the statue of her dad that kind of looks like Steve Smith, laughing at every time you refresh a score update on the app on your phone, laughing at Shami being 4 for 1 from 13 balls, laughing at Shami scratching his head when he gets a wicket in some mocking of the bowling coach doesn't have any hair, laughing at the angles that Bumrah's getting, laughing at the crowd shouting and chanting for Kohli to bowl, laughing at Virat dancing to "My name is Lakan," doing the Ronaldo celebration to Siraj, singing Vande Mataram to your loved ones, dancing in the streets to Shah Rukh Khan's birthday celebration. This whole tournament, Pezza, the whole tournament only exists now so we can all watch and absorb what ridiculous thing the Indian cricket team is going to do next. There is no stopping this team. Every game, there's a new record. Higher highs, lower lows. Every game, there is complete humiliation for the opposition. Not this time for Sri Lanka, who did pass their lowest ever score by 5 runs the last time they played against India. If you are enjoying the highest of highs and not so much of the lowest of lows, but if you are, why not click subscribe so you don't miss a single video here on TGC. You are watching, of course, TGC's World Cup Morning Glory. Every video that we can chronicle India absolutely fucking everybody and everything in the tournament. That's what this whole thing exists for now, Pezza.
I thought Sri Lanka improved on the Asia Cup performance.
Yes.
India just scrape into the podium in this game of their biggest win against Sri Lanka this year.
Yep.
Much like the name Rachin Ravindra, I found this game very familiar. I feel like I'd seen it or heard it somewhere before.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm concerned for India. They are running out of time.
Yes.
For the loss they had to have.
Yep, that's right.
And yeah, India, I mean, it took them 7 games, but they finally qualify for the semis.
TGC is brought to you by cricket.com. You can download the cricket.com app from your app store and you can engage in every single thing you've ever wanted whilst watching this World Cup. Every stat, we'll get to Stat Dog in a second, all comes from cricket.com. We thank them for supporting the channel. Pezza, where to start other than Steve Smith's tweet overnight, where he's quote retweeting Muful Davora, who's obviously said a closer look at the Sachin Tendulkar statue at the Wankhede Stadium. And Steve Smith has said, happy to see my statue in India, but I am a little bit taller. Laugh emojis. So nice to see Steve Smith finally recognised at the Wankhede. Right?
Yeah, man.
Statues, hard stuff. It's not nearly as bad as Ronaldo's statue at the Portuguese airport there that time.
But I see Ben Gardner tweeted like that they just gave the art director the direction of, just put together the best bat since Bradman. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, not bad indeed. All right, first of the 3 things, Shubman, Virat, and Shreyas. So India made 357 for 8 after being put in by Sri Lanka, who then bowled out for 55. So in the first innings, Shubman made 92, Kohli made 88, and Shreyas made 82. Kohli was the only one who was not better than a run of ball. Shreyas actually was going at 146. He hit his 82 or 56, including his 6 massive bombs, including the biggest 6 of the tournament. But before then,
of course,
Madhu Shankar took a wicket in his first over. I think that's a whole catalogue in this tournament of taking a wicket in either his first or second overs. He bowled Rohit Sharma in the first over. I think it might have been the 4th ball of the first over.
Pegs everywhere.
Sprayed pegs, stepmom's legs. Shubman Gill and Virat Kohli then put on 189 for the second wicket. Both were given a life. Tough chances, but imperious from both. Shubman Gill apparently obviously having dengue fever, Pezza, at the beginning part of this tournament. Apparently lost 5 or 6 kgs.
Must be nice.
Or was he just cutting for Sarah? I don't know. Was he just shredding up? You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Kohli, 88, missed out on his other 100. I thought the whole thing was set up, I thought, to equal Sachin's record of 49 ODI hundreds when he was on 88.
That would have been disrespectful.
It would have been disrespectful to do it the day his statue had been,
Or Steve Smith's statue.
The day Steve Smith's statue had been unveiled. Yes, but Shubman and Virat, pretty good.
Yeah, just on Rohit, I just want to express my agreement with Matthew Hayden, who for Crick Info was explaining Rohit's dismissal. Matthew Hayden explained for Crick Info, quote, in cricket terms, that's called getting a good ball early.
What?
And they are the cricket terms
Those are
that
the
we
cricket
would
terms.
use. I'd love to know what the
Can you put it to me in cricket terms?
Non-cricket terms
Yeah.
would be. Anyway, Gill and Kohli had a centre wicket.
Yes, they did.
They faced some generous throwdowns on red 1 KD clay.
Yeah.
That's what happened. They ticked it over. They had batting practice. They got some runs into Shreyas Iyer. He got some batting practice as well. Hit a big Zach, all good. Ravi Shastri's voice getting hoarse. How many times can you say, that's big?
Keep saying it.
Yeah.
Keep saying it.
I want to know the answer. Truly, I hope it's infinite. And yeah, wasn't it great to hear the crowd honouring their favourite son, Steve Smith? Steve Smith.
That's big.
But yeah, Madashanka 5. Well bowled.
Yeah, 5 for 80 for Madashanka, who did bowl well, to be fair. With a new ball, did seem to nip around a little bit. Not to be confused with Nip Tucker,
Yes.
who is the plastic surgeon, of course, operating at this ICC event.
Indeed.
Shreyas Iyer, geez, he hit him clean, to be fair. It seems like he's sort of, he hit a couple not quite pure, and I'll say that because like when you have the close-up spin vision, you can see his bat twisting his hand, and it's still going like 90 metres. Must be nice, I suppose. But yeah, Shubman's in the tournament. Virat's obviously He's nearly got another 100. That's actually 2 or 3 in a row now. He's just missed out on getting his 49th 100. But yeah, still to come. So they made 357 for 8 in India, and it just felt like too many. So let's get into the second thing. You know what? No, you know what?
People are waiting.
I think people are waiting.
Bro, 95%.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
It's time for cricket.com stat dog.
It's going to have to go for 20 minutes.
This is going to go for a while.
It's funny how many stats we get from it.
Yeah.
My record to go, man.
Cricket.com stat dog.
A good little boy.
Okay, the first stat is apparently Babar Azam is shit. Didn't realise that was actually relevant to this statistic, but yeah. Okay. Okay. India become the first team to beat an opponent by 300-plus run margin twice in ODIs.
Yes.
Against Sri Lanka, they had won by 317 runs in 2023.
More.
Sri Lanka's last 4 totals against India in ODIs. 55 all out today, 50 all out in the Asia Cup final a couple of weeks ago, 172 all out, 73 all out. A total of 350 runs scored by Sri Lanka in the last 4 innings. India in this innings alone scored 7 extra runs than the last 4 innings that Sri Lanka have batted against India.
Is that the stat? India made more runs in 1 innings than Sri Lanka did in 4.
Yes,
that's the stat? Okay.
that's right.
Great. No context, that's just what happened. Yeah.
Most times scoring 1,000 plus ODI runs in a year. Ganguly 5, Ponting 5, Sharma 5, Sangakkara 6, Tendulkar 7, Virat Kohli 8.
Ah, nice.
Jasprit Bumrah is the first Indian bowler to pick up a wicket in the first ball of the innings in World Cup. In ODIs, this was the first time both opening bowlers struck on their first legitimate delivery where ball data is available. Bumrah in the first over, Siraj in the second. Jasprit Bumrah now has a wicket in 13 consecutive World Cup innings, the most by an Indian. That's more than Zahir Khan's 12. The most wickets for India in the World Cup. Zahir Khan, 44. Javagal Srinath, 44. Mohammad Shami, 45. Shami has now taken 14 wickets. So Shami's 14 wickets are the most wickets for India in 3 consecutive matches in the ODI. So pairs in ODIs. So pairs, the second thing, Mo Shami has 14 poles in 3 games. He takes 5 for 18 here. At one point, he had 4 for 1. It was a fucking clinic. He's a reserve for them. He's just come in through injury. He's now their greatest ever in World Cups. He's taken 5 for 5. What the fuck is going on?
Indeed. That's why we're doing this, baby.
Indeed.
It's an homage.
Yes.
What happened in the second innings is the story of this game.
Yes, it is.
I don't have any words for that display. Like I only have like grade cricket phrases and sounds. Like this is a joke. Any danger?
Oh, no.
Any danger? I mean, that's some of the
fucking hell.
movement on display. You wonder. It makes you wonder. But CricViz says it's the best new ball burst since 2015. Okay. I can't believe how good Bumrah is.
Yeah.
I can only speak in grade cricket parlance. He's a joke.
It defies logic.
Now, unfortunately, his performances are not good enough to stay in the side.
He's got to go.
He's got to go.
Yeah.
Zahardik has to come back. It's a balance question.
It's a balance question.
You can't leave. You can't drop Mo Shami now.
I'm sorry.
And Siraj finishes what? 4? Was that it?
Three for 16.
Okay.
So Bumrah takes 1 for 8 off 5.
What's your favourite of the dismissals? What was your favourite?
My favourite, Pezza, is when Siraj nicks off Samarik Rama with Shreyas I catching it at third slip, and he catches it like a fucking alligator.
An alligator.
He's like,
alligator hands. Siraj, I got it here. Was it Siraj to Kusal Mendes?
bowls him. Yeah. Mate. I think
This is a joke.
Yeah.
That delivery. The movement was unbelievable.
What about the first one off the first ball of the innings, Nasanka, where Bumrah's bowling it from cover, it pitches on off, and it's hitting him on middle and off.
Cover
but
point.
from the angle that's come in, it's decked a fucking mile.
I know. If he bowls that stump to stump, Gully takes it.
For an international cricketer to miss the ball by the best part of 25 centimetres is like that just doesn't happen. International players do not miss the ball by that much. Like that's how much it is a joke.
Can you imagine facing Bumrah? Like the bloke just pins you.
Yeah.
You're like just the way he'd come. If you could just somehow imagine it, I don't know how you're meant to get forward or back to it. He's a joke. I mean, we're gonna get into this with a third thing. Then Shami has 4 for 1. I'm upset that Sri Lanka are not out for 30. Shami actually ends up expensive.
Yeah, a couple of cover drives down the ground.
Yeah, well, he got greedy.
Yes, little full.
And he ended up getting 5.
He got 5 for 18. 5. Yep.
Very much a wait for both teams to bat on at deck.
It did feel that way. Yeah.
I did wait.
Well, it was a new ball deck when they bowled that for 19.4 overs. Yeah, as it turned out.
You were saying it at the start. Like this tournament is an Indian wet dream.
Oh. How much
the
more can we
cacophony of
suck
sound?
it off?
Fuck. But it's
lockjaw.
Every performance is suck off.
Yeah.
It's just suck off city.
It's actually becoming disgraceful. Like it's actually a discredit to the entire tournament that one team is so far ahead of the others. It's.
Should we go to the third thing?
Okay, let's talk about okay. And the third thing is, has a team ever dominated a tournament this hard? I've got a list of a couple of achievements. So obviously Arsenal's Invincibles 2003, 2004. Manchester City last season, treble, pretty good. Max Verstappen this year in the F1, he's won 14 of 17 races. I also like the South Sydney Rabbitohs pairs in 1925. They won every game of the season that year. And then the New South Wales Rugby League actually invented a final series, or created the final series the following year just to create some interest in the tournament for the whole season. But I also like some more recent ones, like Golden State Warriors in 2016 when they were 73-9, and then they were 3-1 up in the finals against Lebrov's Cavs. The 2007 New England Patriots won all 18 games of their season, then got to the Super Bowl. Didn't quite win that one. And also the New Zealand All Blacks, since 1903, their win percentage is 77%. Of course, South Africa have actually won the last 2 World Cups in the rugby there. But there's
interesting statistics. Interesting statistics.
Yeah.
A couple of things going against your statement, or the contention, perhaps, that no team's dominated a tournament this hard. Not ruthless enough, India. 3 blokes should have made hundreds.
Yes.
In this game. Yep. 3 blokes threw it away.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a funny face.
Yeah, no, 29 for 8. You have to clean them up from there. Sri Lanka's doubled their score from 8 down, nearly doubled their score from 8 down.
Yep.
Okay. Tell me that at the start of that, going to double it from 8 down. That's not that's lacking ruthlessness.
That could cost them.
That could cost them down the track.
Cost them, yeah.
India's problems are statues, Shami, and air pollution.
Do you also? I think that Kohli accelerated towards his 100 a little bit too much. I would like to see him sort of just take a bit of care.
Yeah.
If he's getting that milestone of 3 figures, I would just slow it down a little bit.
That's when you knew it was hot in Mumbai.
Yeah.
Virat was so perturbed by the heat that he actually started accelerating towards his 100 because he had to get there before fainting. Mate, I mean, it's a great question. You could, someone will say in the comments, well, it's actually South Africa's net run rate still higher than India at the same against play. They did lose to the Netherlands. Big difference.
Yes.
Is
that game being investigated by anyone?
And India still have to play the Netherlands. So anyway, let's see after 9 games. Like we've been making this joke that loss you have to have. Mm-hmm. They could still stumble in the semis and the final. Let's just take a step back from that to what your point is. India's dominance over every single side actually legitimately, no hex, no jinx, legitimately means they really, really, really should win this World Cup.
Yeah.
Like, it would be one of the great fuck-ups to not win it from here.
100%.
South Africa pretty good, I suppose, but...
So I'm almost upset that the next game that those two teams play is against each other this late in the tournament when, like, it should be by all, in all fairness, in love and war, that should be the World Cup final because they have been the two best teams by a distance.
Yeah.
And there's like all these other machinations about like who's going to finish third and fourth because, New Zealand's fallen over. Glenn Maxwell's fallen off a golf cart. Mitch Marsh has gone home, et cetera. So Australia's sort of like limping a bit as well.
6s and 7s.
They'll definitely lose to England on Sunday. So then it's like,
England will be up for it.
Exactly.
They're better, man, for me.
But so then you're looking at like those two teams. And then it's like, well, if South Africa managed to beat India, then their net run rate is so much better than India's, despite India being fucking perfect the entire tournament. That they'll actually finish first, and then India will then play third, and anyway, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. The level and the sheer dominance. I mean, apart from the very first game where India were chasing Australia's 200 and were 3 for 4 and could have been 4 for 20 if Mitch Marsh took the catch off Kohli. Apart from that, they have been so far ahead in every game, in every facet.
England had them a couple down, but then they got bowled out for 2.
Good point.
Like the wet dream, I suppose. I keep coming back to this idea.
Yes.
Is South Africa playing India, batting first, batting big, as they want to do, WONT, and India setting about that chase, taking it deep. That's the ODI wet dream, I suppose. That's the only pathway to a team doing it against India. But how do you bat big against that new ball attack now?
Yeah.
You have to somehow find a road, an MG road.
There's plenty. There's plenty over there.
Yeah, there's plenty over there. You have to find an MG road, bat first, and get on top. I can only see South Africa giving them a game. And that's just giving them a game.
Like at this point, only pressure. Only pressure and the weight of the nation, the expectation can defeat India. But they're winning the games and are so far in front of the games. They're like, there is no pressure.
Yeah. It's just, they just have to turn up and they'll win. But the pressure is warranted. It's like, I know what you guys are doing. No one is confecting this. This isn't a...
I'm just looking at the scores, man.
This isn't like somebody inventing like pressure from nowhere where it previously didn't exist. The gap between India, its depth and its quality compared to every other team, and the extent to which India cares about it and its fans care about it, and all of those factors mean that it should be done in a canter. It really should.
That performance in the bowling innings.
I'm cantering now.
Oh, I see.
Like a horse that's sort of running sideways.
So many horses in the shows.
Yeah,
and horse. There's in that bowling performance in the second innings it was like the whole thing was a highlight reel. If it wasn't like hitting the stumps, it was like catches and slips, it was beating the bat, it was fucking appeals. I saw guys dancing in the crowd. There was chanting, there was singing, there was waving of flags. Like the whole thing was a fucking party. And like, it's just like the whole tournament, it just exists for the glorification of this side just coming together.
But they are doing it. They're making it happen. Like you could argue if things had gone badly, like you could someone might say, well, nothing's gone wrong for India. It has. They lost Hardik Pandya, arguably the most important connector of their entire side.
Shubman Gill was bitten by a mosquito.
That's right. Mosquitoes getting involved. Hardik out of action.
Yeah.
For other teams, that kind of thing could form an excuse to drop off performances. They've arguably improved to the point where you're like, what the fuck are you going to do when they're all fit?
Yeah.
For me, you're probably bringing Hardik back in and saying, thanks, Mohammad Shami. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But the guy has like... The guy does something to their bowling attack where now batters have this compound issue of like, well, Mo Shami's about to come on, so I'm going to have to score some runs against the guys who are opening up. I can't score runs against them because they're swinging at 3 meters every delivery at 145s.
Yep.
So now I've got to take on Kuldeep and Jadeja, or as, I'll just call him Jadeja, not what other Aussie journos have been trying to call him, which is just meaning they're getting the name wrong. But how do you drop it? I just want to ask you that. Do you drop Shami?
I'm looking at Shami. So Shami's taken 5 for 54 against New Zealand, 4 for 22 against England, 5 for 18 against Sri Lanka. So against New Zealand, I'm not going to be able to get this up. I can probably get it up. So against New Zealand, how many overs did he bowl? He bowled 10 overs. Against England, 4 for 22. He bowled Shami 7 overs. So he's actually bowled 22 overs and taken 14 wickets in the tournament. That strike rate
so
is
funny,
disgusting. Man. I want to throw up. I want to vomit in my mouth.
It's kind of working for them. Like Hardik, Hardik has to demonstrate a value that is going to assist at both ends of the disciplines.
I think the side is better with Hardik.
But Sky's started scoring runs. Shreyas has his runs as well now, and you know that Mohammad Shami is the greatest World Cup bowler for India who is delivering every single game. Yeah. So it's like, does Hardik's runs compensate for what Mohammad Shami's offering? It's like, but everyone's averaging 60 at hundreds. Yeah. Do they even need that? Do they need that insurance?
Well, you know what happens. They play against South Africa. South Africa bats first. They score 400 again, and Shami has gone for runs, and then they're short of runs in the second innings chasing. They're like, no, I think we need the extra batter. That's what's going to happen. There you go. I predict it. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
South Africa would do so well to run dead in that game.
Play a second string side.
Exactly. Just to go, very good, India. Very, very good.
Hashtag AskTGC. This one comes in from Fairclough 666.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag AskTGC. I'm 42. It goes on.
It's a great place to start.
Growing up, I lived on the same street as Martin Crowe and Andrew Jones. Oh. Me and my 3 little brothers were playing outside our house, Yorkers and sixes for hours. I'll say the year is 1993. The 1992 Cricket World Cup had definitely happened. MC and AJ wander past, walking their dogs together. They ask if they can join in. I'm batting. I'm a slogger with terrible timing. I fucking suck. I think all 3 of my little brothers played representative grade cricket at some point, but I'm a musician equals I quit sport when grunge happened. And rugby is dangerous and terrifying. Martin Crowe, all capitals, starts bowling generous medium paces at me. After he beats my bat, inverted commas, about 8 times in a row, huge anxious swings and misses, half of which were genuine LBs, I pleaded for one of my brothers to relieve me of the stick. I went inside our house and just stood in the hallway by myself for about 5 minutes. I hope Ratchin Ravinja ends up player of the tournament. That's not a question. It's just an anecdote.
It's an experience.
It's an experience.
Martin Crowe beat the bat like 8 times. Yeah. He just went and stood inside. Yeah. It must have been Sri Lanka's experience. Yes. You know what I mean? I guess you could also say who had the last laugh.
I suppose so. And Ratchin Ravinja, player of the tournament. I'm not sure about that, but certainly an amalgamation of maybe some of those names, maybe a chance.
So the entire kind of package of Ratchin Ravinja and everything that it kind of
so encapsulates.
That's right. Encapsulates is doing well. What is that?
I'm not sure. Let us know in the comments. If you have enjoyed TGC's World Cup Morning Glory, then why not hit the like button below, click subscribe for all the people that are new to the channel, and join us on this absolute suck-off that is the Cricket World Cup.
Rounding the suck-off bend.
Literally, only one team can win this, and if they don't, that's also very, very funny.
Hi, Shoaib Malik.